Today I'm going to be reviewing the ProMaster 6319 LED light panel, and I'm also going to be comparing it against the newer Best Light LED 308C. Now if you're a budget filmmaker like me, you're looking for the best quality equipment for the lowest price you can possibly get. And having good quality lighting equipment is extremely important for any filmmaker out there, but if you ever check the prices on lighting equipment, you know that these things can go up from $500 to $1,000 and beyond. Now if you check Amazon, you can find yourself a bunch of budget-friendly LED light panels. The only problem with these are they're not all the best quality out there, and the other problem with these LED light panels is that they don't come with power supplies. You have to go buy the wired power supply or batteries separately, and that can be an additional expense that you weren't actually anticipating when you're purchasing these cheap LED light panels. So the ProMaster gives you both quality and convenience all in one. The ProMaster is built in a sleek, slim chassis with 320 high-quality LED lights. ProMaster also somehow managed to fit a 4-hour battery into this sleek, slim chassis. Now, as far as buttons and controls go on the ProMaster, it is kind of lacking. The ProMaster has an on and off switch, 4 LED lights to indicate battery level, and then a scroll wheel to adjust brightness, and that's about it. Coming in at $140, you'd expect the ProMaster to at least have some cheap LCD screen on the back to let you know your settings, but it's just simple lights and switches, nothing really fancy here. The ProMaster also lets you remove the adjustable mounting arm just in case you have any reason to take it off. It does make it a bit easier to carry around too if you have like a tight pocket you need to fit it in. Unfortunately, the ProMaster does not let you adjust the color temperature of their LEDs. It is set to 5600 Kelvin. This can be a problem in certain situations. 5600K is a little bit more bluish, so if you're in a really orangey room, you're going to notice that you have a separate light panel. It does come with 2 filters to put on top of the LED. I believe one of them is just clear white and the other one is a bit over orange, so it may be a bit of overcompensation, but you can always just buy like layered gels to put over your light and make it look more to the color of the room if you need to. Now if you're thinking $140 is a bit too much for a light panel that you can't adjust the color temperature to, let's compare it to one that you can, like the newer Best Light. The newer Best Light is a bit thicker than the ProMaster, but it does give you more functionality. On the newer Best Light, you can adjust the color temperature from 3300K to 5600K. The newer has an LCD screen on the back of the light panel to let you know the color temperature, the percentage and brightness that it is set at, and also the group it's set to, because the newer actually comes with a wireless remote, so you can actually remotely control these LED light panels. As you can see, the remote is pretty small and slim. You can just throw this in your pocket and not really think about it. Again, on the remote, you can see the color temperature and then the percentage and brightness, and then also the group that it's paired to, because you can have actually multiple lights paired to one remote, or you can have a bunch of lights and paired to a bunch of different remotes. I have 2 of the newers, so I have 2 remotes, and that's why I have it labeled here. But right now, the lights in the back are actually paired to this remote, so if I just turn them off, you can see the lights in the back go off. Turn them on, they both go on again. There you go. The lights in the back actually do have the color filters put on. The newer comes with, I think, 3 color filters. One that's just white or clear, whatever you think, and then one that's blue and one that's red. From the remote, just like on the back of the light panel, you can actually adjust the brightness. And as you can see in the back of me, the lights are adjusting in real time because both of my newer lights are back there. You can also adjust the color temperature by just clicking on the middle button and the colors will change. I will say, the only thing I've noticed is that the color temperature on newer lights aren't as accurate as this states. Like it says 42K here, but they aren't really 42K. So that is something to notice. You can compensate for that in your camera and just adjust your white balance a little bit. But just to let you know, it's not 100% accurate. The newer comes in about $60 just for the light panel itself. And then if you want batteries, that's another $40. So it's putting you at about $100 price range. $40 cheaper than the ProMaster, but the only problem is with the newer lights, what I've noticed in my months of using them is that they aren't consistent. What I mean by that is the light would kind of pulse in and out, like it'd be brighter and then dimmer, brighter and then dimmer at random. Like I wouldn't adjust the settings at all. I'd just leave it on pointing at me and it would just do that automatically. It also changed from warmer to colder just at random. And this became a huge problem for me in color grading because as you can see, this is what my videos look like straight off the camera. So then when I went into post to color correct my videos, by the way, I record all these videos in just one long take. It's like one 30-minute take I'm doing. And when I go back to color correct it, I expect the entire video to be about the same color temperature and the same brightness, or at least the same color temperature, because I do have a window open in back here. So if it's a little bit darker, brighter, I can kind of adjust for that. But if the color temperature is completely off in one section of the video compared to the other section of the video, that's going to be noticeable, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people noticed that in my other videos I've been doing. So after months of dealing with this, I just couldn't take it anymore and I had to find another solution. And another problem with the Neewer is the battery isn't included with the body, and then it's not integrated nicely as well. Battery adds a lot of bulk to this LED light panel, and then another problem is the battery would tend to fall out if you slightly bump the light at all. So I had a few jobs where someone would just bump into one of my lights that I had set up and the battery would just fall out and hit the floor really hard. I actually have a few dents in my batteries. Now you can't just get the DC adapter for a Neewer and just plug it into a wall, and if you have a studio and you're not really going to move these lights around, it's probably a better option for you. But for me personally, I really wanted a wireless light panel that I wouldn't have to plug in and search for an outlet anytime I needed to use it. So really this was an option for me. Even though I do have these DC outlets, I tended not to use them just because it was more of a hassle just to plug it in somewhere instead of just sliding a battery into it. Though I will have to get Neewer credit because the batteries did last about 4 or 5 hours, but they took about 3 or 4 hours to charge fully. So there is that. On the other hand, the ProMaster lasts about 4 hours, but it only takes about an hour to charge fully. So you lose an hour of usage, but you gain so much more when you recharge. And you can use the ProMaster wire as well if you're afraid the battery's gonna die out on you mid-shoot, and it does actually come with a DC adapter already. So while you get a little bit more functionality with the Neewer, you actually get far more quality with the ProMaster, and I would actually highly recommend that everybody invest a little bit more money and get the ProMaster over the Neewer, just because you're going to get much more consistent light. You're going to have about the same amount of battery life, and it's going to take much less time to recharge. Also, it's far slimmer and much more easy to carry on with you. So that was my review of the ProMaster 6319 and a comparison with the Neewer Best Light. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did like this video, please feel free to subscribe if you're not already. I'd really appreciate it. I'm so close to 500 subscribers. It's amazing. My goal was 100 subscribers by the end of 2016. I have quadrupled that, so I'm really happy about that. But again, yeah, I'd really appreciate it, and I'll leave all the links for all the products I talked about in the description below. They're going to be affiliate links, so just keep that in mind. I do get a kickback if you decide to buy with my affiliate links. I'd appreciate it. It'll help me out a lot. But anyway, my name is Joshua Joe Munoz. Stay sexy, and I'll see you sometime.